A nice start here, though. 2-1. And after winning... Actually, could we just get tab pressed? I want to see who won the pistol. And okay, so North won the pistol, but they had to defuse, so Vitality had guns in the second round. And knowing the guns, I'm sure someone had a great round off with one of those rifles.
I'm sure it was great.
It looks like it might have been ZywOo. 4 kills already, so...
He's always doing great.
Excellent stuff. Oh, or maybe Shocks.
So, since this is a little eco round, maybe I want to highlight what Dan was saying. Maybe in games like ranked or pub or whatnot, you could highlight to be the IGL, and you could highlight what bomb site you want to hit, in the round, and that hands you points for, like a stat that you can do. Like, oh, this IGL won 80% of his calls or something like that,
Yeah.
So there's this feature in Dota, actually, that they added called ranked roles, where you would just select your role beforehand and you wouldn't have to juggle for it. It'd be pretty interesting if there were that kind of feature in matchmaking. Just, people can still play however they want, but if you have to select entry, support, or IGL, and even maybe CT side roles, anchor,
and points
rotator,
based on
hopper.
like first kills or how many flashes and people you smoked out and utility damage for supports.
And you can even have like certain maps that if people are like, let's say, silvers or something, there's like a map that's cycle through and competitive that's specifically designed in a way where the objectives are really clear and maybe even highlight certain things on the map, like mid control is important, the objective is mid, like it actually has like tooltips and stuff, so you're playing around out, and so it tells the whole team to go and do something. So even though that kind of maybe removes some of the agency from IGLing, it tells everyone, like you said, like the Battlefield example, like, hey, everyone take mid, and this hopefully the reason is evident, but stuff like that could be interesting to maybe get people thinking in the right kind of way to kind of understand and see like that, oh, you're actually supposed to work as a team and the utility is there to help you do things. CS is a hard one though, because the roles are, there's no set role.
They're a little more flexible.
We can define it. We can.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff that can be done that hasn't been done before. There's loads of ideas. Loads of ideas.
Bring it on.
All right, Shocks slotting himself in an interesting position early on, and Gade on that bomb site, not ready for the contact play out of Hut from Vitality. Very timely swing from them. Should be able to find them a 4th round North. At this point, the real question is just, do they want to save? Because the bomb is being planted, and without too much utility to work with, there's just that single flashbang. There's one of each nade, actually, on the side of North, but they're already a man down, have lost a lot of position. Look like they'll be calling to keep these guns for the next round.
Yeah, and here's the awesome part about this map, like Nuke on your T side. Vitality made noise on the other side of the map, and in that split second, they just kind of popped out an upper to catch one of the CTs off guard, and that's kind of like the times you want to find on this map, where you make noise, you make them move, maybe a person over-rotate for like a couple seconds, and in those couple seconds, you attack, you kill, you go.
You kill. Yeah, that was cool. Shocks pressuring that lower position. Those kind of moments, too, are when the comms are most hectic on the side of North, too. It's like, oh, there's a player down secret.
Flash,
I'm going to
smoke.
smoking them off. Someone rotate in.
Let's go.
And then that's exactly when Vitality strike. That's
they're upper. What are you talking about?
yeah, they read their opponents really well right there.
It's good. It's good to have under your belt on maps like these. A lot of explosive angles.
There's Sapphire on the right, our observer. Looking particularly radiant in this particular picture.
Yes.
Oh. She's in charge of all the cameras. It's going to be interesting to see if Vitality can continue to find success. Oh, that's rough for Gade. He did get the drop onto RPK there. Really nicely done by RPK. Huge pick to make. That's the upper defense weakened. And I was just going to say, like, I wonder if Vitality will find more success with some of these fast contacts. And that Molly's going to... Oh, I was about to say, it will actually force MSL down, but the Molly went too deep. We actually saw an issue with that yesterday as well, where if you do throw that Molly too deep, it does incentivize the AWPer to go past it, and they know that it will catch you off guard. And that's much needed. Much needed. It was feel like Vitality were beginning to run away with things, even though it's very early. You just get the sense for that. And again, it's really interesting because had that molly actually been placed, let's say, more correctly, that pick wouldn't have happened because there's no way MSL would stand the details.
It's a game of inches and milliseconds.
Here, there's the pre-aim, and oh wow, almost goes down. Barely escapes Cristo down to the lower bomb site now. So Vitality have ramp. So what's the next step here? They don't have any presence really anywhere else on the map. They've got someone on the silo. That's Shocks on the silo right now. Oh, actually, he's dropped down, I think. Or maybe he wasn't on the silo, I'm not sure. Either way, he's outside. And going back into lobby for that upper play, and it's not looking good. Gade is going to spray them down, and it's a very laboured effort here through this hot position, and to no avail. Vitality will concede the rounds.
That position from Gade was just perfect at dodging all the flashes somehow. That was really cool. Good spot. It's not one that you usually expect, but it offers quite a bit here. You see the feet early on, and as you can see, there were two flashes, one going through the ceiling window and one right at the entrance of Hut. Usually at least one of those would be good for a player on the rafters or even behind the silo, but in Gade's case, nothing touched him.
Yeah, they may have miscalculated or mis-flashbanged at that moment. As we said, Gade was not attacked. It's also harder to hit an upper take like that. I liked what Team Vitality did at the start to bait the rotation, take over ramp room, but it's also generally really hard to do this kind of plays if you don't get any kills and all 5 people are still alive, because, you know, it's not like, well, he's still alive, he's got lower, we don't have to really worry about ramp.
Good stop to this mini split from North, and Vitality once again just stopped in their tracks. Masuta and Shocks left in a 2v5 here, and it's now just Masuta. It's around that squeaky door, and AZ sitting in the smoke. As it dissipates, he sees out and is able to claim the final life of the Vitality side.
So I think on Vitality right now, they've been trying to work a lot of upper takes, but they're also finding a lot of freedom outside. Shocks has been kind of lurking with really not too much resistance, you'd say, and then the round before that, they took over ramp with pretty much little resistance. So if I was Team Vitality, I've been expecting that dude probably doing a heavy upper kind of CT setups a lot. And that was a miss Molotov. So I wouldn't be, I would like Vitality to actually work more outside, make North, leave those people upper, force them to rotate through ramp or upper or outside.
So can RPK put this AK to good use? Looks like he might be the one to try to make the entry frag here. Just jiggling those positions, pre-aiming. Here's a headshot. Pre-aim! Oh, again missed though. So lucky to be alive right now with that jump, and they will spill into their ramp position. MSL close range, but there's the trade from RPK, but unfortunately for him, there's not too much left behind that. ZywOo, though, is the last man standing, so maybe I misspoke. As he is nothing short of great, and he can certainly do more damage here, if nothing else. Might be able to find a way to plant this bomb. There's the fake. Door opens! Oh no, now there's some real opportunities. There's some real opportunities here. He even picked up I think he picked up a smoke from AZ, so he can actually calm things down at the end of the round.
And the plays to make to actually win the round. He's fake planning, he's waiting for the peak, and North kind of a little sloppy on terms of trying to stop him, because there's no reason to really wide swing by yourself if you know he's in the lower bomb site. I mean, at that point, maybe let him plant the bomb at least, so you can at least cover some rotations for your teammates that are not in position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's sometimes you see the top clutchers in the world, Xyp9x, Cold, ZywOo. they're offered too much space, and you run the risk of that as well, that you just let him do everything he wants, and he's able to set up in his favorite spot on the bomb site. So I can see the case for it. I like how Gade played it at the very end, though. As soon as he knew that it was a fake plant, he just tucks himself deep into that vent. And ZywOo was surprisingly ready for it, but it was just, I think, a little bit deeper than he may have expected. Still, it's so scary when he's the last player alive at any point in the round. Or in any round in the game, even. Doesn't matter what gun he has.
Now, what's the plan here for Vitality? RPK is watching out for that hard push. Gade obviously does, in some rounds, like to get a bit frisky around that position. Limited outside presence so far. We'll have the outside smokes coming shortly. It's really important to be... It gives you more to work with too, but we get a really cool wall of smokes there. The main position 2 credit cards, which allows across into the garage as well. So it could be secret or the garage as far as North are concerned. And they don't have, they have someone lower towards the vents, but they don't really have anyone in secret. There's Cajun though, watching from CT. Nice orange box. That's some good fragging coming through from Vitality, just winning some of these open duels. They can do anything at this point, but they have to speed it up because they've only got they've got less than 30 seconds to get the bomb planted. So despite all the space or the advantage that they have, the time is a commodity that they simply just don't have.
Oh, Gade on the bomb site. Good utility coming out from him, but it looks like this Vitality pinch will work out. It was getting a little bit scary there with how little time was left, and those 2 players on the north site, or on the upper site from north, were not able to connect.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the outside smokes of Team Vitality. You'll see some teams kind of toss it in there. I think EG will mess with those kind of smokes a lot. And the idea behind those kind of smokes is to isolate people that push the red box and also people that kind of play out in the warehouse. Because as you saw right there, Team Vitality wants to smoke and then pop flash in the warehouse. So if there's a guy behind that smoke, he'll get caught off guard. And since the smokes are deeper, the T's can actually push up and not really be too risky because obviously they can see a lot more with those smokes than the normal outside smokes.
Well, the question for Vitality now is if they can find a way to get some more wins on the board. North is starting to stabilize here. KGB, this is obviously a scary position. The T's can really emerge from so many different locations, so he decided to push. No, there's Masuta finding a great timing around that smoke. And a couple players made their way down secret here, so North are in a lot of trouble. And with the amount of time remaining for Vitality, they can really do a lot here. They have access to the vents as well. Another pick on the way. It's like I don't even know if there's necessarily an argument to try to go back up, but because they are just getting every pick they're after. So one more on the lower side to deal with, though.
Yeah, it'll be just Cristo in the dark position, and Vitality does look like they will be centering their attack around this lower site. It's really just a matter of how much Cristo can do. If he's able to find 2, maybe even 3 kills, there is a case for North here. He's able to find 1. He actually does find a second as well, and with that Molotov, you'll be able to buy a lot of time for his team. Interestingly enough, the rotations are quite far away at this point, and Gade at Heaven right now will look to save his gun.
And to be honest, North, they're tactically looking pretty good, I think. They're always in some pretty good spots against what Team Vitality is doing. But I think the big lacking thing is they're not getting the kills. Like the first kill that they need to get to kind of empower their setups. A lot of times, North just get outshot. And it just like, what strategy can you do to even do that? Maybe a little better spot, maybe peek, in a different time. The point being is that even though North has these pretty sound strats, it's just the aim-wise is not holding up against Vitality's skill right now.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you do indeed need to be able to actually connect the shots. It's very true.
Just like 1 or 2 extra kills would really change these rounds around. on both maps so far. I mean, a lot of key kills. That just, if they got that one kill, North would probably have a bunch more rounds behind their name. The Gate trying desperately to save this AWP. He's going to get ran down in shocks.
Jeez.
He gets his prize.
Yeah, and that death will make things a lot more straightforward for Vitality in this round. They don't have to worry about that op. And North, on the other hand, will just opt for the full save, it looks like. Maybe we'll see an upgraded pistol at the last second. Wow, a lot of discipline, actually. No one spending a single dollar on the North side. Full starter pistols.
That's rare that you see that, I gotta say.
Yeah.
The full save.
The full save.
Not even a single PT50 or a single flash or something.
Or Zeus.
Yeah, that is kind of weird because you see a couple people close to 3K and you gotta tell yourself, well, not all of them are going to be opping, right? A couple of them can have a P250 or a nade or a pop flash or something. But I guess North is really trying to get that utility game on. Make sure that every person has a Molotov, a smoke, a flash, a kit. 2 flashes or a nade. I don't know. It depends on your spot. Depends on your feel.
Yeah, looks like they're just confident in this setup here. It's actually a very strong one, playing off of what I think is the mini player's contact, then everybody swings after he's able to spot one, or could be the unbreakable, or I don't know what people call this blue box, but that's what my team does. Just... Oh, okay, Apex able to find the first one. And that initiates the swing from the rest of... Desperate for it, but damage has been inflicted, but only a single frag.
Very fortunate for Zywoo to be literally in the open. 2 people shooting him with a USP. And he'll only do like 10 damage for the first like 20 shots. It must be nice when the opponents are missing easy shots against you all the time. It's like, okay.
He's got a shield.
I want what he's having.
Okay, so Vitality's just 2 rounds ahead at this point. And the full buy's back with North. Quick outside pressure from Shocks around T-Red. And it's a more tentative setup from North. They do have occasion around credit cards. We'll see what he is going to be able to accomplish there. Just really... Oh, also we have... Okay, we got the spotting as well from Gate, from Heaven.
MSL is at Secret as well. This is a pretty outside-centric setup from North here. They've recognized their losing condition being Vitality, abusing this part of the map. Apex will be there to greet MSL. Oh, actually decides against going down Secret. Wants a little bit more of Cajun B here, who was spotted a credit card earlier. And Gate there to support. Is able to find that kill on Apex. That's a big opening frag. North have had a hard time finding those opening kills, but in this round they do have a 5v4 advantage.
Nice Molotov from Chris too. He's been having a really good game, like a standout in terms of just staying alive, being a thorn in Team Vitality's side at ramp.
Oh,
RPK has a different story for that.
On cue.
Caster Curse.
Yeah, that's really well played. Nice pre-aiming there from RPK. He is pretty deadly with the edge shots. MSL, though, able to take him down. And, wow, that's... feels like quite a desperate swing against an AWP, but it works out for misutaaa. And he's going to have control of control. And we'll see whether or not North are going to go for this. Their money is completely ruined. I don't know if there's like an AWP somewhere that they can pick up, but... this is a really tough one. There is post-plant utility still as well. 2 smokes remaining. Oh, man. They're going to lose everything, pretty much, except what Gate is carrying. Well, looks like Vitality will be moving swiftly onto 8 rounds, and as you said, Alex, it looks like we had more of a focus outside from North, and it didn't really help them too much, it seems.
No, Vitality was just really working the map as they have been, to taking outside, forcing North to commit 2 to 3 people, just kind of listening, waiting, and then that will allow weaker spots on the map like ramp, where usually one person will play ramp, maybe a spotted position, and just fall down. But Christu, he just gets popped right away, and so that makes it really difficult for North to over-rotate to lower, or kind of find out if the Fatality goes lower, they go back upper.
Yeah. Christo has done very well at ramp thus far, but it seems like Vitality has figured out where he plays. That pre-aim from RPK was massive, but hold that thought. Lobby crunch coming out, and North coming out on top of it. 3-on-2 situation. Those MP9s being used to great effect there, as they're able to just run and gun their way and take that space away from Vitality, leaving just Shox and ZywOo here. Still, a very powerful duo on the side of Vitality, and they're trying to figure out exactly where they want this hit to go. Shox, creeping through the smoke right now, wants to clear out Lobby. North has actually relinquished this position, and ZywOo is making a big case for some kind of outside presence here, just waiting for some kind of response from North. On the other hand, Shox is playing very proactively and taking ramp all the way. He hasn't even been met by any resistance yet by North. This is so interesting, actually, how much space and respect they're giving the final 2 Vitality players. And we'll see if ZywOo and Shox are able to connect.
It's interesting. Shox decided not to go up the ladder just in case someone was waiting there for him. And he's going to go to rejoin ZywOo. He's got a lot of information with the walk that he's just done. But as you say, it's unfortunate for him that he hasn't found a kill or something like that. Then the resmoke main is pretty brutal, and he'll have to go down lower. Now, it is going to be Gade down there to try to defend this, and by the time that they get, they're not going to have any time. Shox does have a lot of utility, so you can definitely drop a smoke for the bomb to be planted, but Gade will be able to spray into that smoke, so they're in a ridiculously difficult position right now. 5 seconds. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's one of those spots where maybe now Shox is regretting that he didn't just gamble going up the ladder or something like that when he was going through hell.
Yeah, North, I thought they're maybe giving Vitality a little too much room in that situation, but actually playing both bomb sites was probably the safest move that you can make, because obviously they have to go and plant the bomb. They have to give some credit to Vitality. They pretty much found the pocket with the least resistance, being on a 2-on-3 situation. And so, a good plays for both teams, but just a little bit better for North.
Final round of the half here. And it looks like Vitality are priming themselves for an A hit. ZywOo with a TK, but Masuda is able to find a double entry onto the bomb site. Christo has to try to rotate up heaven now. He's waiting for the rest of his team. This is such a great play from Vitality here. They have so much control, and it looks like they'll be putting themselves on a 9th, but still, North have some utility to work with themselves. Pop Flash coming in from MSL. This will enable Christo to go for this swing, and he's able to find one, looking for more, does find the second, and it's just up to Shox now in the 1v3. He's all the way tucked in at this squeaky door right now, and he has to push out, and MSL's able to take him down. What a nice retake there from North.
Amazing retake. Pop flashes, Molotov, stuff that you like to see on the CT side. Oh, that made me feel pretty good seeing that.
Yeah, we'll see if North is able to keep up that kind of form into the second half after a quick break.
Welcome back. It's time. It's time. This is, of course, map 2, and Vitality won the first map, so I'm sure they are going to be looking to try to close this out in 2-0 fashion, but it might be rather difficult because North certainly, as Maui Snick was saying at the end of the first half, are looking to be in pretty good form right now. Oh, okay. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Nice shot found by ZywOo, though. And, oh, well, that's a nice response from North. They are barreling down to that lower bomb site looking for the plant.
Yeah, ZywOo, though, is here to greet them, but that's a great Molotov. Breaking that strategy apart.
That's not fair, man. Just look at... So stunning from ZywOo. That was like, I believe, like almost a 90-degree adjustment to just find such precision on those two headshots.
Monka. That's how North is feeling. Monka is.
Oh, we didn't get to the ZywOo part of the replay. What a tease.
What a tease.
What a tease. But yeah, that was phenomenal. Okay, well, we have the outside movement from North, but it's just Glocks, so... Glauks.
Glizzies.
So
Glizzies. Apex getting taken down by Glizzy. ZywOo. But he's in a prime spot for multi-eco kills. Rifle, long-range distances, red box angle, sure.
He's going to be very hard to deal with outside. Oh, dear.
It's just easy. This looks too easy.
AZ made it, though. He made it.
But at what cost?
It took everything from him.
His family is dead.
Well, a pretty clean anti-eco there for Vitality. North not investing into it. And now we'll be on our first gun round here. Shox and Masuta are still on SMG, so they're going to be hurting just a little bit in terms of firepower here, but hopefully the utility and firepower from the rest of their teammates will be able to bring them up. On the North side, though, not too much utility actually to work with. A couple of flashbangs on AZ and Gade, but all of the smokes have already been used on the side of North. So they have to make this play work here, and it looks like it will be an outside scale. Gade first up here, peeking through the locker, but Apex is able to take him down. AZ is able to find a trade onto Masuta, and now ZywOo has stopped 3 of the North players in their tracks with a well-timed smoke grenade towards Secret.
So I like what North is doing. They took outside kind of fast. Now they're slowing it down. Let the Team Vitality use some nades, smokes, molotovs, whatever they got to do. But ZywOo is going to be peeking here with his teammate. MSL does take out ZywOo. 2 more people trying to hunt for Shox, but Shox is going to back away and then peek again. And oh my goodness, he took out way too many people for his position. And now it's down to a 2-on-2.
AZ making his way down ramp, but he might get flanked in just a second. RPK, oh, they don't spot each other. Oh, okay. AZ does recover in time to find him. And it just leaves Apex, 19 HP and an AUG. This is such a difficult task for him, and it looks like he already might be calling for the save on his lonesome. So North should be able to find their 8th round here. Good positioning from Vitality, but...
It's a nice recovery from North.
Yeah.
They were down a person at the start and just brought it back pretty quickly. And then that's the tough part about these outside defaults is like sometimes you have to let them take lower because the smokes, the flashes, the molotovs, they're too structured at this high of a level. And you have to respect it. You have to play around it, more passive, or just outright outstack them. And even though Vitality had 2 people down the lower, almost had the kills as well, it's still just a little too much. North come away with their round win.
Yeah, it just felt like one of those moments where ZywOo is so good at seeing in smokes when they dissipate, whether he's in it or outside it. But this is one of the rare times where a smoke was fading and the player inside it was able to catch him off. And Shox made a great attempt there with that nade. That nade double kill was so nice, as you mentioned, how he probably got more than he maybe should have from that spot. But still, good recovery from
Fading, do not move. The player he gets seen first. Is what I mean. Because it's easier to see the person moving than standing still. That's why you don't move when the smoke is fading.
That's another good point. That's another good point.
So I think I made a couple steps right as it was fading, so it's easier to see. Just a little tidbit, you know?
Well, now we have North working outside, and Vitality have a really retracted setup, very passive in terms of the lack of outside presence, though they do have Apex on the lower side of things here to just try to slow them down. And he's going to throw the nade regardless of whether he sees them. They have a good relative understanding as to where they are at the moment, and by they I mean North. And this, I believe it went off around like 102, 103 or so. So that's going to fade around 46 seconds.
Look at this setup. That's ridiculous and how coordinated this is. This anti-flash. Two people playing anti-flash. MSL holding for the angle. That's beautiful teamwork.
Oh, jump spot there with the door. That's really awesome. And then these boosts are really excellent at dealing with these angles as now they press forwards to try to make these frags happen. They've got less than 30 seconds to plant the bomb, and Decon is the next point of focus. Apex, oh, that was labored, but he is doing quite a good job switching out to the USP. Got to be really careful here trying to find out what the hell's going on. They're actually just rotating back up for the bomb plant, but that's into the tank. RPK himself is holding things down, and he may have done enough here as MSL desperation plant. Did a really good job in holding that.
Yeah, they did an amazing job making North take as much time as possible to take that lower bomb site. But you have to give a little credit to North. Great mid-call on that end of the round to hit back upper right away. I mean, North was kind of pushed against their packs in the wall. They couldn't get the kills in lower. So MSL was like, you know, F it. Let's just go upper. Let's just rush upper. Technically, it was the right call, but RPK had a hero round in upper, and they couldn't finish him off.
Yeah, did he get two or three?
It's too many for Team North.
Yeah. So, money is pretty low on both sides right now, so this could be a pivotal round in this game. But North is a little bit desperate on it, given that they are purchasing up a Galil, MAC-10, and a Tech-9. The Tech-9 has been so strong lately, but we'll see what Gate's able to do with it. Rushing out. Was able to somehow find a kill. I think that might have been was that a vent drop player? Or what? But we'll change out the op for an AK to find another kill. And it's a 3-on-4 situation. Vitality still prodding onto the site. Apex pushing through that Molotov. And it gets MSL a kill. And now it's a retake for Vitality.
The earlier damage done to the North players could be instrumental, given that there's SMGs and M4s and a FAMAS remaining on Vitality, so that headshot might just be all that's required with those weaker guns to get the kill. So that's a huge deal. Smoke there for Control to block off that window. Gun, it looks like no. I think Zahu picked that one up earlier. Able to find one though, and they're pretty weak, and that's what we're talking about. No time though, so maybe he can just eke out another kill. Ooh, how did he live?
Oh wow!
I didn't know that you could live there.
I mean,
it's like he didn't take any damage.
Didn't do that much.
He was like down to like 40% health already.
Yeah.
The lower bomb site or the bomb radius can be a little deceiving in this game. It's not as powerful. I think who's talking about that the bomb needs to be more powerful? I think someone on the Twitter was talking about it, that we don't see Ninja defuses as much because T's don't have to run as far away from the bomb. You know what I mean?
Well,
so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't think the lack of Ninja diffuses is really. I think that's just a silly thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of silly, but it makes sense though in a way, right? If the bomb won't hurt you that far away.
Oh. Wow. North full ramp rush here is being met by Apex. He's able to pick up a couple of frags for himself. And now North, they're rethinking their approach. This was looking very straightforward for them, but MSL has found a little bit of space here towards Hell, looking to scale now towards outside. might be able to catch off a Vitality player, and he's going to need to. It'll be AZ, though, that actually is able to find an in on this round, taking down Masuta at that lower bomb site. And we can see now that actually Vitality are unsure where this hit may be headed.
Oh, that kill was so huge.
Yeah.
That kill was so huge. It made both Vitality players rotate to lower. Of course, North doesn't know that. We do. But they're making the correct play here by going in upper, both at the heaven. Swing together, peek together, die together.
And Vitality definitely know what's going on now, but they don't really have good positioning. I mean, this is such a strong spot for MSL to catch somebody coming up that ladder. And he's fairly protected to a lot of other positions, so it's a really good spot. Although it looks like... Are we going to see... Okay, that's smart. So avoiding circumventing, like going up the ladder. How does ZywOo do that kind of thing? That's outrageous. And he probably has no idea. And MSL's looking away now. Oh my god, the flash timing. That's unbelievable how they won that one.
That was such a good two-man game between them.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Great.
How they played it. So smart.
Spam, ZywOo.
That is kind of crazy. I just don't like he's got such a his level of intuition in this game is uncanny.
Yeah, it's a little too good. It's a little too good. I mean, I guess that's what requires to be the best player in the world, pretty much, is just being a savant and just knowing everything at every moment, even if you don't have that info.
I wonder how he developed it all. Was it a combination of demo watching or watching pros ahead of him as he was coming up, or did he just do it all?
I think he just did it all.
I feel like that too.
And he just sat down and played.
Well, I think it's definitely a combination of, watching replays and having a set game plan. But I would think his level of focus in the game is probably way above other people. Because if you're in that flow state, in that mindset, you're not being nervous. You're not thinking of the consequences. All you're thinking about is what to do to win that round in the exact moment. And it seems like he's not shaken by that. So I'm kind of thinking he has really high levels of focus.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's to be the level he's on. It's a necessity, an absolute necessity. Shock's in a more forward position behind this grab smoke, trying to get his ZywOo on, but can't find anything through the smoke. And with North right now, they are just waiting around. They don't have too many nades. I'm curious, are they going to go for some sort of ramp take here, or is it going to be about the upper bomb side? Do you start to get some smokes outside? Not the wall of smokes, though. Easy on the main roof. And indeed, the ramp take comes through. Shox will go down after a trade. Actually, no, he didn't get any kills there. But Apex certainly will, getting 3.
Oh my goodness, what?
Stopping the push single-handedly.
A random gamble stack by Apex just pays off handsomely, getting 3 kills when North probably killed 1 or 2 people.
And 1-for-1. There's 2 on the site, and then Gates coming down secret on players. But if everyone dies, then he looks like he can't do anything, which is the case. So Vitality going to 13 rounds. Are we starting to lose hope for North?
With a full investment there, and Gade saving a Galil, their money is going to be a little bit wonky for the next couple of rounds, so it's not looking too promising for the North side. Theoretically, if this were a saved op, maybe there's a chance. As we see Apex's spray highlight, that was very clean stuff. They just did not expect him at all. But this is a very difficult round to win for the North, to say the least. And on top of that, Gade will have really not too much to work with in the following round. So probably we'll see a 14th round being accomplished by Vitality. But it's Counter-Strike at the end of the day, and anything can happen. If Gade is able to find some quick headshots across the board. Maybe he can give his team a chance. And he'll be looking for that first frag here as he scales towards outside by his lone summon. Oh, ZywOo jumping out heaven, actually. Surprisingly not tagged at all, but North are able to accomplish it a lot because of that. They get a lot of space. Apex pushing down towards lower. The block from AZ. Will it be able to find the kill? It does. And so it's a 3-on-2 situation, but ZywOo is there to greet Gade, and now the bomb is down towards outside. AZ, with just that Glock, won't be able to find anything more.
It was actually quite surprising, like on the last gun rounds where Apex got the triple spray down on ramp. Shox did just die as the ramp player, and I'm just trying to think to myself, like, it is actually super crazy to expect. Like, you couldn't expect Apex to be there. So all those players definitely were complacent to that particular possibility, which is quite, very surprising.
Yeah, it's something you don't see too much on Nuke, just a random player in a position like that. When you have a round lead like this, it's a liberty that maybe not enough teams take. Although it is scary to put yourself in new situations. ZywOo, though, just scaling on forward, able to take down Gade, who was at a loss for weaponry. And he finds a second on MSL as well. Now, Apex, he wants to get in on the action here, but Vitality will back off after those opening frags. And as I say that, Apex going for a duel outside does take down AZ as well. Man, Vitality, they're just tearing them apart at this point.
Yeah, I think that's what make Apex always a marquee kind of person in this game, is that he's random. He could just turn on a switch. He's over here, he's over there. He's in a spot that you don't expect. He's taking fights that you're not supposed to. And that can make you a dangerous player if you're really good at doing that and staying alive and making big impact plays by surprise, the X factor, the wild card.
And it's very demoralizing when they make a gun round look like they're playing an anti-eco against Glocks, which is kind of what just happened.
That's how it looked, honestly. That really is.
Yeah, the level of confidence now between Vitality. I mean, you're in match point. You're kind of just like, it looks like North is almost scared to even take gunfights at this point in the match because of the smashing.
Oh wow, so much spray, so many players getting eviscerated by the AKs of the CTs, and now it's just AZ left, and it's looking like this is about to come to a close. AZ stuck into the squeaky door, the bomb is in front of that door, so it's not going to be an easy look with a UMP, and I think that they know exactly where he is as well. They continue to spray and harass, and now his presence is known. More Molotovs, more hopelessness. AZ in the pit of despair and prolonging the inevitable. There we go. 16-9. Team Vitality will move forwards. They have defeated North in today's best of 3 with a clean 2-0 sweep on Overpass and Nuke.
Yeah, good stuff from Vitality there. Once they got rolling on that CT side, it's just that they could never look back.